This video will be relatively quick. Jimmy Dore had a conversation with Cal Kulinski. You can call it a debate, but it's not really a debate. Both of them seem to be close to one another. So it wasn't bloody at anything. It was pretty bloodless. Even though there was a kind of soft tension that permeated the conversation between the two. Now, this tension revolved around Nick Brana to some degree, because Jimmy Dore had Nick Brana on the show and Cal didn't seem to like what Nick Brana had to say. Not necessarily that he hated it, but he felt it seemed to come across as if it cut a particular way against his organization. I'll let Cal explain it himself. Let's see. Right here. This is Cal talking to Dore, and he brings up the Brana issue.
I saw that the headlines all about, oh, she's speaking about bipartisanship. Oh, we have to reach out, we have to compromise. When the reality is, no, you were sent there with a mandate to do the exact opposite, because people see exactly what's going on and they say, I don't want that. I don't want to send a preposterous number of troops to the border and act like these poor people trying to come in are doing an invasion. I don't want to see a health care bill get passed when it has a 12% approval rating, which is what Trump Care did have. I don't want to see these giant tax cuts for the rich again. I want somebody to fight that. So I think that your diagnosis of the problem is 100% correct, which is why I think that what we're doing is so important in terms of Justice Democrats and the other groups, because so now we have 7 Justice Democrats going to Washington, D.C. We have 13 people from the progressive groups going to Washington, D.C. Now, when you expand it further than that, honestly, the picture is even better, because there's 42 Democratic Socialists of America wins when you go at the national, state, and local level. And for our revolution, there are 70 wins when you get to national, state, and local. And then we haven't even brought up the ballot initiatives, where you and I both know that the left crushes on ballot initiatives. Over 80% of the ballot initiatives end up going in the left-wing direction, because people on the individual policy proposals, they're just overwhelmingly left-wing. So I think there's a lot of positives to take away, but the bottom line is we can't keep fighting. We have to keep fighting. And allow me to say, when it comes to fighting, I'm not ideologically rigid. So I don't say, hey, my way or the highway, fuck off. I think that there is a way to fight back if you're more apolitical and you want to organize from outside of party politics. And let's say you want to join a union and you want to, fight in that realm, by all means. If somebody wants to fight the Green Party route, somebody wants to fight the independent route, somebody wants to do what Nick Brana's doing, I don't begrudge Nick Brana at all. I think the thing that was upsetting to me was that he does seem to be disparaging what we're doing with Justice Democrats and from inside the party, and I'm trying to make a commitment to not begrudge people and go after people who I know agree on the goals. And right. I just wish that he would do the same.
He felt disparaged by Nick Brana on this. Now, so Nick Brana, I'd imagine, heard this. I don't know who gave the heads up, but whatever. He got the heads up. And he responded to Cal on this. And the reason why I'm covering this, because I think this is kind of interesting drama on the left, if it's drama at all. Nick Brana. Hey, Cal Kulinski, it's great to see that you're discussing the For People's Party election analysis with Jimmy Dore. How about having me on to really debate the merits of forming a new party versus reforming the Democratic Party? That's an interesting conversation, especially from the standpoint of the left. Because I think, to some degree, that's the conversation that we have been having, with some groups saying that, look, you can't reform the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is busted. And others saying that they can be re-ensouled, that we can board the ship and we can somehow make Democrats again. I think that would be a damn interesting conversation, personally. So I, for one, am on board for a yes for something like this. But it's up to them too. The glove has been slapped on whether or not Cal wants to have a conversation with Nick on this particular point of starting a third party. I think it's interesting. And by the way, Nick has just pulled right here. The Farm Labor Organizing Committee has just endorsed a labor community campaign for an independent party. FLOC represents 23,000 mostly Latino farm workers in Midwest and North Carolina. Founded in 1967, the union's fighting spirit has conquered many corporations that took advantage of the agricultural worker. They are presently boycotting e-cigarette maker Vuse and seeking collective bargaining agreement with its parent company, British American Tobacco. Nick, his organization has been picking up endorsements. And some of these have been union endorsements. I think this would be an interesting conversation to have, especially from the standpoint of the left. So I'm for one, would love to see something like this. But we'll see. Maybe Kyle will respond. All right, guys. If you enjoy the content, please feel free to share, like, subscribe. You can always support the picture. Thanks all.